carrying a knife every day. Do you know what I mean? You feel safer out on the road.
They need to see the lad with the balaclava and how scared he is that he needs to carry a knife, to understand that this isn't just someone who wants to go out and stab someone. This is someone that wants to protect his own life because he's scared.
Today I'm at Carney's Community and I'm going to be screening my film to an audience of young people who are affected by knife crime.
Yes, Josh, how's it going?
I was once a defender, and George, the founder of Carney's Community, helped rehabilitate me. And through his help, I've been able to give back to Carney's Community. Where we are today is almost like the beginning of my new life away from crime and the beginning of my new life in film. This person has been like an inspiration, he's been supportive, and this place is like almost like a second home. This is the daddy.
We've given Josh support over the years, and now Josh is creating films and documentaries that supporting other people. He's also mentoring other people that we've got coming through the programme. So he stayed a part of Carney's as he's progressed. And we say to everyone, when you come to Carney's, you might not have to pay to get support, but it's not free. You want something in return, and that's when you've sorted yourself out, you come back, support other people who are less well off than you are.
We need more places like Carney's Community, where young people aren't just hanging around on the streets, where young people, when they do get into trouble, they have somebody who they can speak to and who can relate to them. The film is about knife crime, which I'm sure you guys have heard about, if not been personally affected by it. Please watch the film and let me know what you think after.
For me, this is about a certain amount of reparation for the part that I played. If I can admit to my responsibility for being a part of the problem, then I have to accept that there's a possibility that I can also be a part of the cure.
I'm hoping that this film is going to come up and show people that you can have a voice without you looking like a snitch or feeling like a snitch, and a voice which can actually impact people and make some change. This young victim is a result of a feud that started 14 years ago.
It's really nice to watch, innit? Like, it gave you insight of what it's like. And it really does show that you're a coward. Because rather than like duke it out, like fight, you'd rather just take their life. It just shows that you're not really about that. It got through to me, innit? Like, there's literally no point I carrying a knife.
That guy there, that young boy there, how old are you, brother? 17. Even if you're just touching one person, now he's going to go and spread that word, and he's also going to have that thought in his head, and he's going to start to live like that, so that's a good thing. And so if that's one guy.
It's providing a different angle on the way we usually consume knife crime. It's all about statistics which are selected by the news outlets and give us a certain idea of what it is. The emotional depth, that's what's powerful, and that's what I think hits people emotionally, and that's what creates change in communities.
So when I stabbed in his heart, it went through to his lung.
There was just something about Jamal Boyce, seeing his situation, where it really kind of hit home that actually, do you know what, you don't need to be from that sort of background, but living in England, you can potentially be a young person, grow up, and that could happen to you, that could happen to your child.
There were so many elements to it that were powerful, that being one of the most powerful when you saw that. Looks at his child, how angry are you going to feel as a parent?
Exactly.
The other thing that was really interesting was this whole no snitching and not going to the authorities thing. Hopefully you're role modelling to them, look, I'm brave enough to step out there and do that. If I'm willing to do that, then you are able to do that as well.
I think why this is important is because even though like schools hand out a lot of leaflets or like they'll have an assembly, it's not going back to the parents. But if it's something like parents can access, and I'm sure a lot of parents do want to understand what's happening with their child.
I liked what you said about, you know, the potential impact it would have for parents, because I think that's something that needs to happen. For parents to have more of an understanding of some of these challenges for young people and what their world looks like.
This film, which is proper sick, is sick, you get me? There's people who will watch it and they generally will take from that there is a postcode war. As a youth who's been involved in everything you can think of in my life, it's deeper than that. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's hard to decipher and to explain every person, every individual situation, isn't it?
The postcode war thing, it was a self-fulfilling prophecy from the media. It started off, oh, we've got these postcode wars, and it's like, no, we haven't, what are you talking about? But then it's grown and grown and grown, and it's got to the point now where we have got the 14, 15, 16-year-olds who can't move in certain postcodes because they believe this is what's going to happen to them, and they believe that if people come into their postcode, this is how they should be responding to them as well.
Do you guys feel that people outside of the community that's affected by knife crime will actually understand it and understand what's going on any better than they already do?
Obviously it's going to speak to like us, but like if you're chatting to other people that ain't really like from our background, like they'll watch it and then just think, oh well, and then like brush it off, and like it don't affect their day-to-day life, so they won't really care about it.
We've got to be open-minded, and I think we need things like this to help open their eyes and help give them a little nudge.
That was like a major part of it as well. It's like being able to show it to an audience who are totally unaware of this world, because often it's those people who are in a power position to actually be able to make a change, to be able to help. So we need those people to actually understand where we're from, understand that we need help, we want help, and we are helpable.
What I took from it was aimed at communities, and it was basically saying you have the power to change what's going on in your areas.
Everyone's always like them and us, oh them. That was another thing that was irking me, because I've been young and I've lived a certain life that people perceive as a certain life. The people who help you when you're in trouble, would be the police, innit? Now the police have a vest on, they have a kosh, they have gas, they have backup, they have tasers. The same youths that they're ducking down are the same youths that will duck down just a little black guy with nothing on him. You have to gain an understanding of people before you can kind of approach them to change stuff, do you know what I mean? Listen, like, we're all together, and if we want to move together, then we have to really come together, do you know what I mean?
It is a community problem, but can I just say, like, a disproportionate amount of black people were murdered through knife crime. So as much as we are accepting it as a community problem, like, black people on a whole are largely responsible for setting the foundation of that culture. So it's almost like undoing that as well.
The only way situations like this is going to change is if you look into yourself. Like this video as well, I think it's a good way to give you insight. I could look at it, I could be affiliated, I could have a knife, yada yada yada. But as soon as I leave it, if I see someone that I've got an issue with down the road, you yourself, if you want to make that decision and carry out whatever you want to do, that's your choice. Absolutely. So yeah.